Welcome to the Alberto Crane Show.
Man.
Here with Yeyo. I don't even know your name. That's that classic Jiu-Jitsu. I know somebody for 20, 30 years, and I don't know their real name. Like a Brazilian thing too, right? Like a lot of guys, you just know their nickname. What's your real name?
My real name is Yediel Quiles. Yeah. That face says it all right there. That's what I get all the time. That's why I usually tell people, like, I just go by Yeyo. Just call me Yeyo.
How did Yeyo come about?
Well,
besides I got Scarface from
I know, right? So, aside from
Al
Chicken the
Pacino.
Yeyo, right? Like the most notorious one that I get all the time. I always get this. Oh yeah, my name is Yeyo. And I always get that. What? You know? But my name came about from my grandma. So in Puerto Rico, in Puerto Rico, I used to be like.
I thought it was a breakdancing thing.
No. So Puerto Rico, that's almost like a saying, right? And when I was a kid, I used to be like up in the trees somewhere or like doing something crazy, kind of like now, right? I feel like nothing has changed. I'm always jumping off of something or doing something, right? So my grandma would always be like, get down from there, you're gonna give me a yayo, you're gonna give me a heart attack, right? It's kind of almost like a saying, you know? So that's kind of where I got my name from. Yeah.
Remind me of Marab. You know Marab from UFC?
Yeah.
He's always doing crazy stuff,
Dude,
crazy stunts.
I saw a video on Instagram. It was like a reel, and it was like Marab is safer in the cage than outside everywhere else. And it's him on top of a building or like.
Have you seen him? He jumped into the frozen lake.
Yeah, cracked his head. I was like, dude, what the heck? But yeah, crazy dude.
Climbing trees, climbing mountains, like running up like one shot, right?
Yeah. Crazy style though, like, you know, stamina for days. I love that guy. He's awesome.
Man. Yeah, he's humble, hardworking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I was born and raised in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I mean, my childhood, you know, we didn't have much money, but I never felt like we didn't have anything, right? I always had food on my table, clothes on my back, you know. If I wanted something, I probably didn't get it right then and there, but, you know, hey, give me 2-3 months and we'll get it for you. You know what I mean? I was, you know, the area where I grew up at was pretty bad. You know, it was in a pretty bad neighborhood. So I was always, you know, surrounded, you know, around, you know, the drugs and people, you know, with guns and stuff like that. But my mom, I feel like she did a very good job at like keeping me away from all of that stuff. And like she always had me in like sports and always doing something. You know, I played every sport in the book, ran track and field, swimming team, the whole thing. You know, so yeah. And then
did any of the sports stick with you? Like stay with like what things you like really passionate?
Only up to high school. You know, after high school, then that's when I kind of started transitioning. But what did stuck with me was dance.
Dance.
Yeah. Okay. I started dancing in Puerto Rico when I was 5 years old, and then I had my first like big project at 9, and it was with a big Hispanic Puerto Rican artist. His name is Arcangel, and I did a concert with him. I did probably 2 songs with him. Oh wow! And yeah, at 9 years old, dude, wow. Like little kid,
touring, traveling with him.
It was just that date. Yeah, okay, so it was local, just that one, and then I did those 2 shows, and then from there, just kind of things started, you know, kind of growing and blowing, and then when I was 14 or 15, things kind of started getting a little bit out of hand in Puerto Rico, and then my mom moved us to Florida. So it was me, my mom, my little brother, and my little sister. And while we were in the air, dude, it was crazy because we didn't know where we were going to land, if we were going to have somewhere to be. So my grandma, you know, she's in Puerto Rico, but she's making calls all the way to Florida. She had a pastor friend.
Oh, so you guys just went without plans, without a house to go to?
My mom packed bags, and she said, we got to get the hell out of here. And I was like, all right, we out, you know? So that kind of feel like...
Because of like danger and stuff? Or,
yeah, just, you know, personal stuff that I guess she was going through at the time. And it to this day, it feel like it's still a little touchy subject for her as well. So she don't really like try to talk about it, you know, involve me too much in it. But I do know that it was like, we got to pack up and go, you know? But yeah, my grandma was, you know, in the ground calling people like, hey, we need help with this. And my daughter is traveling, whatever. She ended up contacting a pastor in West Palm Beach, Florida. The pastor drove all the way from West Palm Beach, Florida, down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to pick us up at the airport. If you don't know the distance, it's pretty far. It's like 3 hours, right? He drove down, picked us up at the airport. Then he drove us back to a shelter that he had in a church that he ran in West Palm Beach. And then from there, we lived there for like...
How old were you at the time?
I was probably like 14, 15 years old at the time. Yeah. Then she moved us... we got to the shelter, and then since we were a family, they didn't want to leave us outside because there was a lot of homeless people, people tweaking and doing stuff, So they put us in a little like storage room, very small storage room. And we were sleeping on those 1-incher mats, me, my brother, my sister, my mom, and like, and then from there we'll get up every day, dude.
Looking back at it now, do you feel like it was a good experience or like?
I feel like it's molded me into the man that I am today. That gave me the grit that I needed. It forced me to grow up fast. You know what I mean? Like it forced me to never give up, and it showed me that like even at your darkest times, there's always light. It sounds cliche, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and
it's never as bad as it seems, right?
It's not, and it also feels like when that pressure is on, if you just hold on, you will be able to come out of it, and
get to the other side.
That's it, right? And that's something that you could carry through with life, with anything, career, relationships.
What about with your mom and your brother, sister, like just being together?
Oh yeah, dude, it
like the bond and stuff.
Oh, so much stronger. Like I call my mom for everything, I tell her everything, like whether I'm up, whether I'm down, and there's never any judgment, it's always like, okay, we got here. Good. Now what do we do? How do we pivot and how do we continue?
She's with you. You guys
she's with
like
me, you know what I mean? So
like in that situation, right? You guys are together.
That's it. And my brother and my sister too, like same thing, dude. Like we talk all the time and like we have that strong connection because of that, because of what we've been through, you know what I mean? Then dude, we used to, when we moved to that shelter, they put us in that room. We were there maybe like, I'll say like a month and a half, maybe 2 months, till my mom figured out, okay, where can we go or what can we do? So we were grabbing a train from West Palm Beach all the way down to Hialeah, Florida. And that's like a 2-hour train ride, like every other day, to be able to go down so my mom could do like paperwork and stuff that she needed to do. Okay. And then we'll travel back so that we could like find a place so we could stay, like Section 8, whatever, the whole thing, right? And then after that time, then we were able to like move out of that place, thanks to that pastor that opened those doors for us, you know what I'm saying, and kept us in a safe little spot. And once we moved to Hialeah, then that's when we were able to kind of like relax a little bit more, you know what I mean? And then that's when I started high school.
In that area?
In Hialeah, yeah.
Hialeah.
Yeah, Hialeah, Florida. And then I started, and that's when I started playing sports. I kind of veered away from dancing for a little bit. There was a dance team in that school. I think like 1 year, but I didn't really like it. I thought it was like
in sports too, right? It's like a social thing too, right?
Yeah,
and meet people and
yeah, and I feel like I resonated at the time, and I feel like this a lot for a lot of people in high school, right? They resonate a lot with sports. You know, it just that you see the NFL players or the baseball players, basketball players, you think you're gonna make it there. But like I always knew I wasn't gonna be there, but in my brain I'm like I'm gonna be there one day, Yeah. So that kind of like gave me some fire to pursue that and go that direction. So I played football, I played basketball, I ran track and field, and I ran like 5 events in track and field: 100, 100, 200, long jump, and 4x1. So I was like,
would you beat Kevin in a race?
I'll beat him running backwards.
Backwards.
Backpedaling.
Did you see his races on the beach?
That's a video right there. We got an Instagram video.
Hey, don't mess with Yeyo. Quick with them.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I started playing sports when I got to high school, and I kind of stayed away from dancing for a little bit. And then after high school, I was kind of like, man, like, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do now. I worked at Wendy's for like a year. I worked at a car dealership for another year, and I kind of sat down with myself, and I was like, I need to find something that I could do that I feel happy about, with myself, and that is gonna also make me some money, And I was like, what is it that I'm really good at that I could do and that'll make me some money? Dance. No brainer. So I started training.
No brainer.
No brainer. No brainer.
You felt it. You knew.
That's it. I started using the money that I didn't want to just give up Wendy's or the car dealership. So I started using that money, and I started, using that to pay for the monthly memberships or whatever it was to be able to take classes in Miami, right? But dude, I will go from 7 in the morning. I will work because if I'll do the opening shift or whatever, I'll go from 7 in the morning working at Wendy's or the car dealership or whatever, and then I'll finish at like 5, 6, and then from there I'll go take the 8:30 whatever class, hip hop, let's say, and then I'll go take from 8:30 to 9:30, and then I take the 9:30 to 10:30, and then from 10:30 all the way to like probably 2 in the morning, I'll go train breakdancing with those guys in Miami. There's a Miami crew named iFlow, and that's kind of where I started like my breakdancing like foundation. They taught me a lot. Those guys are really, really good. They took really good care of me at the time, and then also the dance team too, like Susie Garcia, Showstoppers in Miami. She's awesome. Yeah, and then from there, I was able to book a TV show called Pequeños Gigantes. It's basically little kids, and they have these different acts, and let's say one is an actor or one is a singer. Then we'll be, if it's an actor, then we'll go support him with whatever it is that the play needs. If it's a singer, then we'll be the backup dancers, And I booked that for like about 4 months.
But you were like 18, 19.
I was pretty young.
Okay,
I was like 18, 19 years old, dude. I was like fresh, And then after those 4 months, I was able to, accumulate a good amount of money. And then after that, I don't know how this came about, but that breakdancing, I think the breakdancing crew told me like, hey, dude, if you want to make a little bit more money, we do street shows in, I forgot, if somewhere in Miami. But it was like, we do street shows here. If you want to come, you can make a little extra money. And I was like, all right.
Oh, thanks.
Sure, I'll come, right? So I went, I started doing a couple of street shows. And then some guy from here, from Miami, his name is B-Boy Flea Rock. He came from Venice. He does, the street shows in Venice?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
very
Santa
iconic.
Monica, right?
Very
like
iconic,
all over,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, Calypso Tumblers, all those guys. Like, he came down to Miami, and then he started doing street shows down in Miami for a little run, right? And then I happened to cross paths with him because
you were out there.
I was out there with those guys from Miami already doing the shows, right? He came down, we're doing shows, everything's going good, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm thinking of getting this money that I accumulated from this TV show and the money that I'm getting now, and I'm thinking of moving to LA. Like, I want to pursue like Hollywood. This is what I want to do. And then he's like, all right, if you come out here, you'll have a place that you can make a little bit of money, And I was like, all right, cool. I grabbed my money, I grabbed my luggage, I packed it up. 19 years old, moved to LA.
Damn.
Yeah.
What'd your mom say?
She told me, she was scared at first, obviously, right? And my mom, I feel like she's very traditional. She's like, but go to college, or maybe get a career that's a little bit more sustainable, or like something that's a little, or or something that's a little bit more for sure, that you know what the outcome would be. But for me, dude, I'm a dreamer, right? And I feel like if I have a vision, I'm gonna attack that vision until it's right here in front of me,
Until you make it a reality.
Until I make it a reality, because it's like, why would I not do it? Then what? 10, 15, 20 years later, I'm going to look back and I'm like, man, I wish I did that. I'm going to be living maybe not miserable, but like, I'm going to have that bill of regret just knocking on my door every other day.
That's real right there. That's real right there. Respect, at a young age too. Most people, right? But like they don't follow through, right?
Yeah.
With that feeling.
That's it. And I feel like a lot of the things that stop them is fear, right? They get scared and they don't see an outcome, or they don't see the final product, right? Like, for example, if you have a regular job, every 2 weeks you're gonna get paid, But if you don't have that, right, and you don't see that, then it's scary.
I was watching a Jim Carrey video, and he was talking about his dad, and like, oh yeah, I'm so funny, and he's like, what was funny with my dad? My dad, he loved like comedy, he loved that kind of a thing, but he became an accountant. And he was an accountant for, 25 years. And then he got fired one day. And it broke him that he never recovered.
Yeah.
And they were even homeless and stuff for a while. And he's like, never again.
Yeah.
And so he followed through.
Yeah, you have to.
Made it happen.
You have to. And I feel like
nothing is guaranteed, right? Nothing's guaranteed.
That's it. And you see it all the time, right? That's a perfect example. You work for a company for 30 years, and they rug you, and you're like, what just happened?
And
like,
you're not following your passion, your what you love to do.
Agreed.
You sold out, whatever, not sold out, but, didn't follow what you're passionate about, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Your true place, right? To be.
Yeah, and just to go back to what I was saying, right? Like I felt that vision, I saw it, and I was like, I know I could do this, you know. I told my mother, I sat down with her, and I was like, hey, look, Mom, like, I love you, like, but if I have to pursue this, you know, like if I don't do this, like, it's crazy. I can always come back. I could always come back, you know. Like let me go. I know it's hard, but like let me fly. I'll promise you I'll keep you updated. I'm not going broke. I'm not going with no money. You know what I mean? At least I have something. Which, by the way, that money dried up pretty quick. You know what I'm
the LA prices, right? Even back then.
That money dried up so quick. But, hey, Mom, let me fly, right? So that way, if I do this, dude, like, it's going to be, the payout is going to be so much better, you know? So, you know, we talked about it, whatever. She let me go. And then I moved to, like, a little studio. Not a studio, sorry. It was an apartment. It was, like, a 3-bedroom apartment, and it was with roommates. Mm-hmm. Man, I grew up with a brother and a sister. I'm like, I'm not trying to do this. You put something on the fridge, suckers eating it, you know, and I cannot do that, right? I cannot do that, right? So I grabbed the money that I had, and I was like, okay, I'm going to move to a studio apartment. I moved to a studio, and I lived in that studio for, like, a couple of years, like maybe 4 or 5 years. But that right there, dude, that was the stumping grounds, right? I was getting Ubers from North Hollywood all the way to Venice, California, because I didn't have my car. So I would spend however many dollars, right, to get there. Then I'll go and I do street shows all day, right? And then come back at the end of the day and eat probably there, right? So that's maybe like another 100 or like another 30 or 40 bucks, right? And then come back another $60, right, on an Uber. And that by the time the day is done, I'm breaking even, if anything, right? Or making like maybe like $80 on top of it if it's a good day, you know? So like, that's when I say, right, that money dried up quick, you know? And I feel like at that time, I was still very young. So like, I feel like that's when I started really tapping into like the meditation side of things and like being able to stay calm, you know? And also it reminded me of the times that I went through with my mother, you know what I mean? In those early days in Florida. So I was like, stay grounded, you know? The whole time I'm like trying to remind myself, stay grounded, stay grounded, stay grounded, stay here, because if you survive through this, like it'll be okay.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. It'll be fine, you know?
You get through this.
Yeah, and yeah, so that was the cycle. I was able to get my car from Florida to LA, and then from there things started getting a little bit easier. I started making a little bit more money. I started doing a little bit of Postmates just to kind of, you know, make ends meet. And then from there I started from that street show, one of the guys that kind of runs like the group or whatever, his girl at the time, she was friends with this big creative director, right? And she was like, hey, I got this music video that I'm doing, and I think this kid would be perfect for it. And I was like, yeah, I'll be perfect for it. So, and I was like, absolutely, I need it, right? I'm running low on money. I got to do whatever it is, right? So they put me out for this music video. I still didn't even have my union card or anything. I'm just doing it, right? I go to this music video, and then it was for Katy Perry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know that song, Swish, Swish, Bitch, another one in the basket.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. But I was able to do that music video, and then from there, like, my dancing career, I feel like just kind of, like, took off, you know? And then from there, I was able to dance for LL Cool J, like Missy Elliott. You know, I was able to do, like, MTV Movie Awards, like all kinds of award shows and stuff. I did the Greatest Showman commercial. And then I think the most recent one was BET Awards with Lil Baby. And that's where I met our friend Will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Wow, man. What a journey, man.
It's an incredible journey. And it's still a little more.
Yeah, of course.
Still a little more.
You just begun.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And then from there, when I met Will.
What are you laughing at? There's still a little more.
There's still a little more. I gotta tell you, because you gotta hear this. You gotta hear this.
This is what we do here.
It's a crazy journey, man. It's crazy.
I mean, listen, like we're going on tangents, but we're talking to Superman, right? Like with Matthew downstairs about like how you think, mindset, And I was like, oh damn, Yeyo was like, he knows what's up,
Absolutely.
Like hey, different people, but like, oh, he's high level. Mm-hmm. His mind is high level.
Yeah.
And he was extra. He wasn't hearing it. He was like he wasn't understanding it. Right.
He wasn't comprehending. What were we telling him about? Man.
Something like making your vision a reality and just how you think, right, Matt? Some kind of mindset thing.
Oh, some people got it. Some people don't.
Hey, I agree with that 1,000%. And you're right. He was just not grasping it. But I feel like with him
it's okay.
I feel like with him it'll come a time where he will understand it. And I feel like people,
you drop the seed, right?
That's it. And people go through different experiences in life that will make them understand it, at their level whenever they do. I feel like since I went through like what I've been through, at such a young age, like my mindset was I had to grow up, and I feel like also too, me being surrounded by older friends like throughout my life kind of helps a little bit too, because I see that what they've been doing and like either mistakes or whatever that they make and how they speak about it, and I just kind of like absorb it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I don't go that way, maybe I go this way or whatever. But yeah, dude, mindset is a big one. I think if your mindset is not all strong, you jeopardize yourself,
100%, right? Like what? Just even thinking something, right? Even thinking something is real, right? And then saying the word is like, man, even more, right? Like of reality, right? So how you think, right? And if we're mainly, right, we always go back to the Joe Dispenza. He has we're energy. We're mainly energy, right? And so like an atom is 0.0001 mass, like the nucleus, right? It's just like a little point, but the rest is energy. It's like electrons and stuff in space.
Yeah.
So how we think is who we are, right?
Yeah, no,
how
for
we
sure.
think, and so the more you think certain ways, the more real it becomes, right? Or in one way or the other, right?
That's
Good
it.
or
And
bad.
the more you practice it, the easier it becomes for you to be able to manifest those things, right? Because like
I think there's manifestation, something about that.
Yeah, once or twice is like you probably won't be able to see it, but like if you stick with that, right? When you stick with that vision and you feel it in your guts, and you're like, you tell yourself like, hey, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? Write it down, visualize it. The perfect example for me, I have a picture on my phone of this too, but I wrote a card back in 2019, and it says, I, Yediel Quiles, will be part of the Waterworld show. I will have a good attitude towards my audition. I will do everything that they ask of me, and therefore I will be cast for the 2019, run or whatever, right? That's it. In the back of it, what to do to prepare, and I put, all the exercises and stuff that they were asking for, basic fight, pull-up, push-ups, whatever, right? For 6 months straight, I'm like this all day, dude, just visualizing it. I will see myself like in the audience. I will see myself inside of the show, like looking out with no idea of it, right? Because I haven't been in there yet. But I would try to visualize myself on the stage, like looking at the audience. You know what I mean? Like I would see myself in the platform jumping down. I would try to feel the water. Those little things like that. And then guess what? Next thing you know, I'm doing the show. You know what I mean? And to this day, I'm the full-time guy on that spot. So it's like,
damn, that's crazy.
It's real, man. It's very, very real.
Yeah, we were talking about visualization and those kinds of things. You're talking about meditation, right? But how you think. That's really high level, man. That's really high level. Like, have you ever heard of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich?
Absolutely, yes. That was my first book. That was the first book I ever read.
I mean, that's the book I wrote. I read to go to Brazil and kind of pursue this.
Yeah.
I wrote down that's Napoleon Hill, like
That's
101,
That's it.
And write down your goals, have your clear goal, right? And then everything else lines up from that.
That's it, dude. And because if you don't give your life like,
you said that was your first book?
That was my first book.
Damn.
First book I ever read.
Yeah, I knew Yeyo was. I know, like when he was talking to Matthew, like I was like,
if you see my library, you'll be like, holy bananas. My library is like that, but it's all manifestation stuff. I think I found this guy recently. It's called Neville Goddard, and
Never. How do you say?
Neville Goddard.
Neville Goddard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like YouTube videos and stuff that I like to listen to in the morning,
Okay.
or like when I'm, if I wake up early in the morning when it's very quiet, I put it on, just listen to it.
Program that subconscious.
Sometimes while I'm driving, I don't even listen to music. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes I put that on. You know what I mean? It's like, but just because so that I'm in that mindset all the time, because it's very hard what we do. You know, like dreamers and pursuers, or like somebody that's trying to do something and create a legacy, right? Cliche, right? But like somebody that's trying to create something, you have to have a different mindset. You can't think like everybody else. You know, you have to be able to see that vision and hold it until it becomes a thing, you know? And obviously, I mean, you have that. You have built an incredible, not only career, but like everything.
Yeah, but
that
it started from writing the things down that I wanted.
It started from there.
And I always share the story. I lost like 13 tournaments. It was like over a few years, and I put everything into each tournament, right? So I felt like my whole life, like fell on me every time I lost. But going through those losses and then finally winning, I was like one of the best, in my belt, in the world, right? But I would never have known that if I would have stopped at any one of those moments. And that gave me such confidence for everything I've pursued in life. Like I feel like nothing can stop me, no matter what I do.
And you know that it's gonna be okay, even if you fail, right?
Right.
Because that failure is never really a failure.
It's a process, yeah.
Right? You just learn, okay, I'm not gonna do that like that again. Or
don't do that, yeah.
That's it. Or I'm not gonna make that mistake. I mean, I feel like it's everything, even from the fundamental levels. So like for me, obviously, I'm a blue belt, right? So like even from the fundamental levels, you're rolling with a higher belt, you leave your hand hanging out there, they gonna take it. You know what I mean? Like they'll put your hand out there, bring it in, keep your frames tight, stuff like that, right? So
how'd you find jiu-jitsu?
It's funny. I was working on BET Awards, and around this time, I think I was already doing stunts. I was already doing the Waterwell show, and I have done a couple of movies and stuff like that. And I was still kind of dabbling between dance and stunts, right? So I was kind of doing a little bit of both.
Was it flex?
Yeah. So I was at BET Awards. We were rehearsing, and then Flex comes in, and I've known Flex for like years, like almost since I like moved here. And he was like, "Hey man, like I started doing jiu-jitsu, and like you want to see this? You want to see this thing?" And we're over there in the corner. Everybody's over here chilling. We're in the corner doing jiu-jitsu. He's practicing like.
That's such a typical jiu-jitsu thing to do. Like
he's practicing
comedy shows, like in the back, or on the concrete or wherever.
He's practicing these passes, leg locks, and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, wow, what is happening right now? I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything about this, right? So, funny enough, right after that, I did a movie.
But something stuck with you. Speaking of that seed, that seed got dropped, right?
For sure. And this is how, like, I was like, oh, I need to pursue this like 1,000%. I was doing a movie, and we had to create a fight. And they were like, hey, if you, we need to get this actor out of this position, but we need to do it in a way that is very realistic. And if somebody that knows jiu-jitsu see it, they were like, okay, that was pretty legit. Because how many times you see movies and you're like,
yeah, right.
It's like this kind of, what I mean? It's like, that doesn't work, So they were like, if somebody was to see it that knows jiu-jitsu, they were like, that's legit. And I was like, I didn't know what I was doing at the time, so I kind of BS my way through it, you know what I mean? And try to make it the best of my abilities. But then right after that, I was like, hey, Brother Will, I'm gonna need your help, my boy. Because I remember he was giving me all this stuff at the BET Awards rehearsal. So I called him. He was like, yeah, absolutely, man. Like, I would love for you to come. I mean, do the thing, whatever. I went to his house a couple of times just so he could show me, like, the basic stuff, right? Like, hey, this is this position. This is guard. This is side control. This is how you pass this. This is how you pass that. So I think we did that maybe, like, 2 or 3 times. And then from there, he's like, all right, now you got to kind of jump. Now you got to go into the gym, And I was like, all right, let's do it. And then since that day, I've been here ever since.
Damn.
Yeah.
Competed, right? Like put you in a tournament, and okay, what do I got to do? Okay, I gotta do this to get maybe takedown. If the guy was on bottom, I gotta pass the guy to get around his legs.
Yep.
I gotta get either side control mount, take the back with the hooks, and then if there's a submission, I take it.
That's it. Competition for me, like that was very.
He was a double gold. I think we won the team trophy because of that.
On the first one too, yeah.
Yeah.
I love.
You submitted everybody, I think.
I did, yeah. I love competing too because it's like it's so fun, And not only that, but it's very primal, Yeah. It's like it gets down to it, Obviously, we're competing at a much lower level, but it's still like you still get in there, Somebody is trying to do the same thing to you that you're trying to do to them. So it's like I love that feeling, for me, and it's also to attest to your skills, right? Yeah. Like, hey, you've learned this so far. right? Let's see if you really could put it in a high stakes setting, you know. So it's really fun. But yeah, my first one, dude. The first match I think I won by Ezekiel choke. And then the guy kind of went night on that one. And I felt bad because he couldn't compete the rest of the day. And I was like, oh, sorry, dude, you know. But I did that one. And then I think I had an armbar in the second match and rear naked choke on the third match. And then that was it for that bracket. And then I won gold on that one. And then we went for the double
open,
gold.
Yeah, double gold.
Yeah, and then we went for that. And then I won the rest of my matches. And then, yeah, double gold in one day.
Man, we remember that Water World. Speaking of a Water World, we thought you had something. It was you that like there's somebody. Did he pass away or did he?
No, he did. He didn't pass away. But
we thought the accident was with you. Some rumor happened that it was you.
Oh yeah. I remember when we come in. It's like, bro, you good? Like,
we're trying to get your number, you know. So it's calling. We were calling everybody to figure it out, you know.
Yeah. That
and
was.
We got a hold of you. You're like, no, I'm good. It was somebody else. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a scary time. We but luckily at Waterworld we are all trained.
Yeah.
So
what happened in this situation?
So there's this dive that we do at the end of the show. We call it the fire dive, and I couldn't tell you, you know, if the guy maybe passed out at the top. I don't know what happened, but what I do know, and the theory that we have is that when he landed in the water, he landed a little sideways. So when he hit the water, it was kind of like what happened to that football player, where he got, you know, they hit his chest, and then his heart kind of stopped, you know. So it was the same thing with this dude. He landed sideways. I mean, you're jumping 45 feet into water, right? You land wrong, something's gonna happen, you know. So he landed sideways, and then my friend that's in the water, he said that he saw him take maybe 1 or 2 strokes, and then he just started sinking. And that area of the pool, well, the guy first of all was like 6'3", 4", close to 200 pounds, and he's wearing extra clothing on top of it, which makes him even heavier. And not only that,
water,
so he's sinking way. Oh yeah, and the water too, right? So he's sinking way faster, right? That's one. 2, that area of the pool is like the deepest we have. It's like 22 feet or something like that.
Damn.
So he's going down 22 feet. You know, my friend who's in the water, he's going down. I hear over the comms, hey, I think these guys need help. Like, I think something happened. So we all run in, we get in the water. I come out of the water. We have different maneuvers that we do with somebody who's unconscious, because if somebody falls from that high, you don't know if they have a neck or they fracture their vertebrae or whatever. So you don't want to do more damage when you're handling them. So we have a lot of different techniques and stuff that we do. So what I did was I also went outside and I grabbed a flotation device and I put it underneath his legs, like or closer to like his hip area, so that way we could keep him flat and leveled. And then we all kind of swam him out. And then once we got him backstage, then we started doing CPR. And then by that time, medical services were there, and they started kind of like bringing him back. They weren't able to fully bring him back, but they were able to get him stable. So the dude, he was out. He was pretty out.
Did he have brain damage or anything?
No brain damage.
Wow.
We were able to get him out I think it was like a minute 30.
Because you guys acted so fast.
We acted really fast. We were able to get him out of the water. Dude, this was the longest minute 30 of my life. Like, I mean, you got to think about it. It's a fellow performer.
Yeah.
Right?
It could be
Potentially
you,
dead
right?
in the
Like,
water,
yeah.
right? It could be you, right? You know, and it's like, we got to get this dude out of the water. So we're swimming as fast as we can, as hard as we can. We got him out. They were able to get him stable. They took him to the hospital. They put him in an induced coma, put him in that cold bed, you know, that helped with the, I guess, rehabilitation of the body and cells or whatever. And then I think maybe like a couple of days or maybe a week or so later, he woke up and now he's fine. He's doing shows again, not at Waterworld, but he's doing shows in Pirates Dinner Adventure or something like that.
Okay.
So he's still performing. He's doing well. He's, you know, but very scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff.
Speaking of manifestations and how you think, right? Like you're performing, doing those kinds of, you know, life defying, like crazy things that you do. Like you gotta, like you have how you think is, you can't be thinking like the wrong thoughts.
No.
Right? Tournaments, fighting,
Absolutely
right?
not.
Whatever
dude.
it is, sports. You know, if you gotta be like locked in, whatever you're doing.
And there's no second guessing too.
Second guessing.
The moment you second guess yourself, like that's when you get hurt. You know, I've done the same move like probably 1,000 times. If I think about it a different way, or I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, I'm gonna, you know,
It's kind of like when you're fighting, right? And like, like MMA or whatever it is. Once you start second guessing, you're kind of in a way done with fighting. And in a way, you're kind of like you're knocking on the door, right? In a way, I think, because your head, you have to be 100%.
Yeah.
If you're not 100%, like like
yeah,
it's not good.
No, 1000%. I mean, there's been times where like, they have told me like, hey, are you gonna compete on this one? And I was, and I'm not that I'm not 100% mentally, but I'm not 100% with the commitment of like I'm getting ready to compete. I'm gonna be at the dojo. I got work and all these other things, and that is getting in the way. And it's like I'm not gonna do this one. I will do the next one because I want to make sure that I'm like 100% with my mind and also my body. You know what I mean? So that when I get in there, it's like second nature. I don't think about it. I don't second guess it. I'm going in there to win.
Man, I love it, man. I love Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
Such a great book,
dude. That because you writing down your goals, like you being locked in the way you were talking to Superman. I was like, bro, like he's on it.
I have my goals in my wallet right now. I look at them every other day. Make sure I'm scratching a couple.
Because with that,
now.
You can do anything you want to do in life.
That's it.
Whatever it is.
That's it. And not being able, I feel like I think we touched a little bit on it earlier, but not being afraid to do it.
To go for it. Yeah.
You have to go. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason why not. Yes, it's scary, but you have to do it anyways. And I feel like that's where a lot of people shoot themselves in the foot.
Do you watch UFC? Do you watch the?
I do. Yeah. I do watch UFC.
Do you like it a lot?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I watch it quite a bit. Sometimes I watch the embedded or like the countdowns and stuff.
Do you know Michael Bisping?
Yeah, I do Michael Bisping. Yeah.
He has one eye, right?
Yeah.
And he won the UFC title with one eye.
With one eye. Crazy.
They have a documentary.
I saw the documentary.
You did.
So good.
Do you remember the part where the doctor, because of course he wasn't going to fight again, and then there was another doctor that said, hey, there's two types of people. One that they don't know where they were swinging on a vine and they're not sure where the other one's going to be, and you seem like that type of guy, like you're willing to take the risk, right, to do whatever you wanted to do. I forgot, I'm messing up what he said, but the doctor was open to him doing that, and he's like, yeah, I want to go for it. I want to be able to fight again.
For sure.
He's like, okay, do all these steps and let's see what we can do. And he went for it, and then he ended up getting back, fighting for the UFC again, and then he ends up getting a title shot, and he ends up getting the fight with Anderson Silva and winning the thing. I mean, come on. Like,
wasn't that? I mean, that's just a true testament as to like everything that we're talking about right now, right?
And he there was a part. I'm sure if that was the same fight where he won the title, where he spit out his mouthpiece and he was trying to tell the ref, "Hey, my mouthpiece is," or the mouthpiece came out.
I think I was just going to touch on that. I think it might be the Anderson Silva fight.
Yeah, and then he kneed him, and like pretty much like almost like
and his face was all busted up.
Oh
my God!
And he's gonna want to fight again.
Yep.
Like talk about the epitome of a fighter, right? What it means to be in, what like the heart and desire, right?
Wasn't Anderson Silva celebrating too because he thought the fight was over? And then was it Herb Dean?
I think it was Herb Dean.
He was like, "Get down! You're not done fighting. Come on!" And then he won.
He won.
Crazy.
He won.
Imagine if he would have just quit or would have just been like,
I mean, him just getting back on the card, right?
Yeah.
Him getting back in the UFC, fighting again after being, having one eye.
Nuts.
Like you can't see one side of the of your visual, right?
Yeah. That's crazy. That's insane. So good, man.
Yeah, I got emotional, man, watching that movie.
Yeah. No, it was
where
really
does where does that desire, that fight in him come from, right?
Yeah, for sure.
To be able to want to go for it, become champ.
Yeah. They did a good job of showcasing his grit too,
Man.
Because a lot of times they can, they don't do it justice. Some productions, right? But they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Michael Bisping, you mentioned, who are some other your fighters that you like to?
I like Israel. I like his style. He's so good. I used to watch him a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm like a big fan from kickboxing and stuff. But since I became a fan in the UFC, I started watching a little bit of
showmanship,
his
right?
kickboxing
Everything.
stuff. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, even though he is a little cocky and stuff like that, but like when it comes to it afterwards, is respect. You know what I mean? Like he'll go back there and he'll show respect. I mean, yeah.
Man, being down, losing to Alex Pereira, and then getting the knockout win. Talk about heart and
that
grit.
was like definitive too. It was no questions like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
And that
oh, it was a
iconic
bad stoppage.
arrow, like
So good, so good, man.
and he got knocked out in this. Alex's son, right, did that thing where he fell over.
Oh,
and he imitated him too on top of it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then the speech at the end.
Little nail in the coffin, you know.
And then Alex Pereira, right? Like, because Israel's been, you know, I think his last couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, no, he's one of the. I think he's my toughest opponent. Just to like lift him up. Speaking of your opponents, right? Like the respect, right?
Yeah,
the respect they have for each other.
For sure.
And him saying, yeah, he was the best fighter I've ever fought.
From all the way back to kickboxing to now, you know, UFC and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I mean, even early UFC too. I like Mirko Krokop. He was bad dude. Yeah.
What was that saying they used to say? Like right kick, I don't know, whatever it is, left kick like cemetery. You know?
Yeah,
he would just
something,
like kick
dude.
people to. Did you used to watch Pride Fighting Championship?
Just a little bit.
Okay, that was before your time.
Yeah, a little bit before my time. So I wouldn't say I'm like, you know, very knowledgeable on it too much, but I did watch, like, I would say the bigger fights that everybody kind of like push and like, oh, this was an amazing fight from Pride, you know. I wouldn't say I'm as involved with Pride at the time then like I am right now with the UFC.
Yeah, what about the White House card coming up?
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, they don't know if they're gonna have. They don't know the card yet, right?
Yeah,
But just the fact
McGregor's
that
talking.
I mean, yeah, we'll see, right? We'll see.
How long? I mean, how long has he been saying that? Right, we're coming back. I'm coming back.
But just the fact that they're doing it on the White House in the Capitol.
Oh,
right?
that's monumental. That's huge. For at least for that if you think about, I mean, maybe for some people might be like a little mockery, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
But if you think about it for the sport,
I mean, just
right?
that far it's come, right? From it being banned on cable TV to it having it being on the White House lawn.
Man.
What?
Insane. What, the White House? What? That's out of control. So good, man. It goes to show too, Dana, right? Like the type of businessman he is too, you know?
And like talking about loyalty, right? Like the only guy who gave Dana White a chance was Trump.
Wasn't that during COVID, right?
No, way before. So like when they were just starting out the UFC, like they had so many enemies, so many like opponents, right? And Trump was like, he gave him a chance at the Taj Mahal, Trump Taj Mahal, and let him use the venues for the cards. Damn. And so Dana White never forgot that. And so when he asked Dana White to speak for him at one of his election things, right? He's like, I understand if you can't do it, but I'd love to have you, speak for me. And I guess he was about to go on vacation, and the wife was like, better go,
Yeah, 1,000%.
because he's going to get a lot of opponents and enemies and stuff, right? But it's like that was the right thing to do. Like somebody who's there for you, you're going to be back
For sure.
Be there for him when he needs you.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta make those sacrifices, right? I mean, you could go on vacation as soon as you're done with that again. You know what I mean?
And then you see him at getting sworn in. You have Dana White. You have like Mark Zuckerberg.
Jeff
Bezos.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw something the other day, and I was like, "What is Triple H doing?"
Triple H. Oh my god.
What?
What world are we living in? Like, this whole thing's like a comic book, right?
Yeah, I'm like, what is Triple H doing next to Trump? I'm like, wait, what's happening right now? I go back and look. I'm like, what? Oh man, so good, dude. So good.
It's UFC is one thing, right? But it all came from the Gracie family, right?
Yeah.
The Hoy and Gracie, the Gracie family believing in this thing, right? Keeping the essence of it alive. And then besides the sport, but just the lifestyle, right? That it provides, right? And I think part of the jiu-jitsu's growth is connected with the UFC's growth, right?
For sure.
Because anywhere in the world, you understand what's going on. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to learn any rules. Like you see it, right?
You
It's
see
like
it.
so primal.
Somebody is on top of somebody, and they getting worked. That's what it is. Yeah.
You see who's winning, who's losing.
Mm-hmm. And it's also too because it puts. I feel like in the UFC it shows that like jiu-jitsu is also like a very massive part of it, right? Like, yeah, striking is great too, right? But like once you get to the ground, if you don't know anything,
you gotta know it.
You go into deep waters.
You gotta know your striking. You gotta know your wrestling. You gotta know your jiu-jitsu. Like those are your striking.
Top 3.
Yeah, takedowns, whatever it is, judo, wrestling, both.
For sure.
And ground.
Yeah,
that's it.
And when it comes to it too, like the mindset it does, not only obviously self-defense, but also like the discipline, because it takes time for you to go on these mats and take classes, right?
And time invested,
compete, or if that's the route you want to do. But like it takes time to come in the mat, sit, learn, and get better. So like you can only do that through repetition and discipline. If you don't have that, then you're not gonna be good at it. I told my lady one time, and I was like, hey, look, when we have a child, non-negotiable martial arts. That's it. I don't care what they do. I don't care if they want to, whatever they decide to do for career. Non-negotiable martial arts. That's it.
That's it. That is it. Speaking of Dana White, where he talks about it, the best thing you can do for your kids is put them in jiu-jitsu from 46 years old, no matter what they do. I told my kids, like, if they compete or not, I just want them to have jiu-jitsu as part of their lives. Yeah. All of them,
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for all of them. They all got their blue belts, and they're all like, even Sona, the one, she does track and field, and she's busy with school and stuff, but she still came on her own this summer and wanted to train, and I'm very proud of that.
That's like awesome.
My proud dad things,
Yeah, no, man, it makes you happy too when I see you post stuff, and I'm like, oh man, that's amazing. That's the dream, right? These are stuff that you like. Again, you see, and you're like, man, I want to have that one day, and look, now it's here. So it's amazing.
Yeah. That makes you a better person, right? Like,
for sure.
You want the best for your kids, right? And you want the best for like your friends and people around you.
And you want to give them something also that you probably didn't have yourself. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure I don't know too much of your upbringing, right? But like I'm pretty sure you didn't have this, as a kid growing up, maybe you did.
No,
right?
I wish I would have had like a cool martial, like this kind of a place, right, for me to go to come to.
Yeah, so that's it.
I wish, right? This is like the dream, like to come, right? To come to as a kid, grow up here, have all the amazing people around, you know, have fun, work hard, learn valuable life skills, right? That are going to carry you in everything that you do.
For sure. I hope they understand how lucky they are, because it's definitely a blessing,
Yeah. What have you been to any other schools, like martial arts schools or jiu-jitsu schools? Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I did a little bit in the beginning. It was a school in Woodland Hills. I wish I could tell you the name, but yeah. Okay. And that was it. I took maybe like a class or two.
What keeps you coming?
I just like, obviously, one, the way you guys teach, the way you guys teach is something that, it's a testament, right? Like every time I go to competition, like I win with the stuff you guys are teaching, and it's also things that are like, it's very easy to comprehend, you're not, and also you also don't teach. When you teach it to us, you break it down in a way that is like, you're able to retain it, and then the people, like the community, is just so amazing. You know what I mean? Like all the guys here, they're always willing to help, or like, hey, dude, can I use you for this, or can I use you for that? Sometimes you even take time out of your schedule and stuff, and you're like, hey, dude, like, here, let me show you this thing. I think this would be better for your game, or whatever. Those kind of things like that. It's like, yeah, this is it. I like it here. I'm gonna keep coming, and I'm gonna keep competing under the name. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
you see yourself getting your black belt one day.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the goal. If I started, I got to finish it. Come on. Absolutely. For me, it's a little bit, it might take a little bit longer or whatnot, because, I have a lot of things where I'm splitting my time with, you know what I mean? A stunt career, riding, dirt bikes, like racing and stuff, and this, right? So it's, and work too, right? So it's like, it's a lot of things, right? But every week I always try to make time, and I'm like, I'm gonna come in here like at least 2-3 times a week, so that I could like, get better, show, and keep growing.
That's it. That's it. What does black belt mean to you? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. You receiving your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Sacrifice, hard work, dedication, discipline. And I feel like love too, because you have to have love. You know, you have to have love for the craft. You have to have the discipline to keep coming, even in days where you don't feel like it. You know, things are going on outside, and you probably going through it in your relationship or having hardships at work, or you know, but you still show up and you still come. Your fingers tweaked up and tape it up and come on, let's go and train. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what a black belt means to me. You know.
Awesome, man. Love it. That's it, man. I appreciate you. We did a photo shoot this morning without a warm up. Well, I guess you rolled out your ankles a little bit, but you ran up a wall for the shot for our new merchandise,
That's
legacy
it.
merchandise.
That's
you know, like, okay, have you seen this? Like, you showed me the picture. I'm like, okay, sounds good. I was just expecting something on the ground, you know, but you're gonna be flying through the air. Okay,
Nah, we gotta give you the
let's
good
go.
stuff, man. You always give so much to the people, why not? You know what I mean? Like make the best that I can for your brand and for for everything that you got going.
I appreciate you, bro.
For sure.
Appreciate you. Appreciate seeing you on the mat, the hard work you do, and the person you are.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you here, man.
I appreciate you talking to me, man. You're a legend, and I can't wait for the years to come. I can't wait to keep learning from you. And yeah, thank you for such an amazing
Love
space.
it, man. How can people find you?
On Instagram _YEYO27, and I think that's it. I don't use everything else.
27.
Yeah, YEYO27.
Awesome, man.
That's it.
Awesome, brother.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you.
Absolutely.
Reach me on the floor.